Hi, Adat here. I'm back with another video. So for those who are fans of Johnny's West, you might have already seen their appearance on J-MELO. So for those who don't know, J-MELO is a music channel in NHK World. It's broadcasted in numerous countries all over the world, both via their cable channel and their internet platform. So it was for West's first time to appear in the channel, and the timing was perfect because it's their seventh year, and seven is a very special number for them. So to have that opportunity to guest on J-MELO was just perfect timing. So I watched it. I watched it twice, at least twice, and I really immensely enjoyed the entire show. But you might be thinking, like, I'm a West fan. It's definite that I would be able to enjoy the show because it's about Johnny's West. But I think this is one of the times wherein I would recommend a music show even to those who aren't so familiar with Johnny's West, or those who have been mulling about following them but aren't quite sure whether to actually do so. But in case you're still on the fence whether or not to watch this, I am giving you my top 7 reasons why I would recommend for you to watch Johnny's West on J-MELO. Yay! Reason number 1. The show does a good job of introducing Johnny's West to the world. So the show is 30 minutes long, but it is enough time for someone who doesn't know much or even anything about Johnny's West to have some, like, an overview of the group. The show was able to get into their creative process, their songwriting process, and their growth as a group, all in that span of 30 minutes with the performances. So I think it serves its purpose of introducing Johnny West to an international audience, and it does it quite well. So I'd really like to commend the staff of J-MELO and May J herself for being able to flesh out the important information about West and presenting it to or presenting it in a format that international audiences would, I think, would appreciate. Reason number 2. The performances are a feast for the ears. So Johnny's West performed 4 songs. Two of those songs that they performed were actually full length versions of the song. So I appreciate how they were given enough time to perform all 4 songs, and you don't really get that opportunity much elsewhere, since for most music shows they normally have or share screen time with other artists. So for J-MELO to have the spot just for them is something I really appreciate. One more thing I appreciate about J-MELO is that the sound mixing of the performances, their vocals were emphasized. So you can really tell that Johnny's West sang live, and they did it so well for this show. I'm a fan of Johnny's West. I call myself a proud Jasmine, but there are also times when I can be quite critical of their voices when they sing live. But in this particular show, I have no complaints. They did it so well. So kudos to Johnny's West for giving a good performance, and something that I'll keep on watching really for days to come. Reason number 3. Most of the West members got to speak in English. So, since J-MELO is a show that's meant for an international audience, the content actually has translation. So, artists don't really have to speak in English because everything will be translated and put in subtitles. But that, I think that's what makes it even more amazing, because most members of Johnny's West chose to make short introductions in English, and I would especially like to commend Hama-chan because he gave quite a lengthy introduction about himself. I think it was like more than 3 sentences long, and it was very, very good. Like, the diction was basically just perfectly understandable English. And he didn't just do that for the introduction. When they were asked about what the album means, he gave this very lengthy, well, not lengthy actually. He gave this very good explanation in English, in straight English, and he didn't even falter. And it was cute that he did the explanation with all the gestures, probably to help him memorize or to help track himself as to where he was in the explanation. So, like, Mr. Worldwide Hamada Takahiro, really, his English lessons paid off. I am really proud of how far he's come from My Mother is Woman. So I'm just happy as a fan that he was able to make use of this opportunity to show how much he has learned in his English lessons. And it's really like one more step to them reaching a broader audience. So kudos to Johnny's West, kudos especially to Hama-chan for the very excellent English explanation and introduction. So, in relation to reason number three, is reason number four. Everything, as in everything, is translated and subbed into English. Yes, even the song lyrics were translated into English, which really surprised me because I normally, or rather, I expected that the dialogue would be translated into English, but I didn't expect that even the song lyrics for the performances would be translated in English. So I think it's really just a testament to how J-MELO is a good show to make Japanese artists more accessible to international audiences. I read some tweets from International Jasmine saying that they were able to appreciate the songs more thanks to the translations of the lyrics. So yeah, I think that's a job well done by the J Mello staff. Um, there were some parts of the dialogue and in the interview portion where rather than capturing like how the speaker or the style of the West members when they answered questions, what NHK elected to do was to just make it more presentable in a way in the subtitles. So I think rather than staying true to the speaking style of the speaker, it was presented, the answers were presented in a more organized manner, which is, I think, good because it's not really necessary for audiences to like get the exact um sense or exact words that the speakers were trying to say, as long as the spirit and the intended answers were properly translated. And at least from what I saw, that was done properly. So again, like, kudos to the staff. They were able to make West's answers look very polished. And I mean, if the goal is to make viewers understand what they were trying to say, I think that was achieved for the translation part. For reason number five, I think the show was able to capture how passionate Johnny's West is on stage. This in particular, I saw during their performance of Shukan Umaku Ikuyobi. I kind of was expecting them, or rather, I had this inkling feeling that, oh, maybe they tone it down a bit because they're performing for an audience that isn't primarily Japanese. But I was very surprised that they brought the same energy for Shukan Umaku Ikuyobi that they bring to their normal performances for Japanese audiences. So I love how it was very, very true to the spirit of Johnny's West. If the song needed a more cool or subdued vibe, that's what they gave. But if the song needed more of a fun vibe, they also gave that. So I think the viewers of the episode would, be in for a treat in terms of the passion that um Johnny's West showed in their performances. The energy is quite infectious. I think really it needs to, none of my explanations will make sense. You just have to watch the show to see what I'm talking about. So reason number six for me is that I think the show was able to capture the charm and the teamwork of Johnny's West. So there were, of course, apart from the performances, there were talk portions, and I really admire how the questions that they picked for Johnny's West to answer were questions that were able to bring out like the teamwork and the affection that Johnny's West has for each other. One of the questions was about what kind of role each member plays in the group, and without spoiling anything, I just like to, commend West themselves for, just being able to bring out, or rather be able to accurately describe their members in such a way that, it's just very natural. You can see their natural charm when they answer. You can see like that they genuinely compliment each other, that, they're genuinely amazed when someone gives a good answer, especially for Hamachan and his English. You really have to watch that part. So in that sense, I think the viewer would enjoy seeing the camaraderie and the teamwork that West has, even if it's just for a short 30 minutes. And lastly, reason number seven to watch the J-MELO episode of Johnny's West is that it is free to stream on demand on the NHK World website. So it's free to stream on demand for 2 months until June 6th. So if you can watch this YouTube video and you have the connectivity to do so, you can definitely watch the J-MELO episode. It's 30 minutes long. You just need an internet connection, and 30 minutes of your time. I really hope that you will enjoy watching the show as much as I did, and I hope that you will, be more interested in Johnny's West after watching them perform and answer the questions that were given to them. So yeah, those are my seven reasons that will hopefully convince you to watch Johnny's West on J-MELO. So if you have already watched the show, I'd love to know what you think about it. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment box below. Did you like their performances? What did you feel hearing about their songwriting process and their growth as a group? And just free free flailing. Like I am free to flail with you in the comments box below. I'd love for fellow fans and those just curious about Johnny Swiss to let out what you think about this show. And yeah, that's it for my video. Please keep safe and keep yourselves healthy. Until next time, bye bye.